Very funny.
Alright. What do y'all want to see her do? She doesn't know how to do it. I'll let you know.
Jump.
She can jump up on things. Raven, stop. Let's try this one. You surface. Raven, hop. Yes, good girl. Sit. Hey. Sit. Yes, good sit. Down. Yes, good girl. Good girl. All right, Raven, off. Yes, good girl. Up. Yes. Sit. Oh, I know, narrow. Yes. Say hello. Good girl. Clever dog. She is actually doing amazing with all you people around.
Can she shake?
She can. I don't say shake. I say, Raven, say hello. Yes, good girl. Y'all want to shake hands with her? You can come try. She doesn't have much practice on you people. Okay, let's let her.
Oh, wow.
Losing her.
Say hello. Yes, good girl. She's a celebrity. She's just keeping her paw up. Say hello. Good girl. Good girl. Say hello. Raven. Hey. Say hello. Good girl. All right, she's getting a little bit crazy. Shh. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Say hello. Raven. Say hello. Okay, hang on. Back off a second. She needs time to gather her thoughts. Sit. Okay. Yes, good girl. All right, you want to shake her hand? All right, come on over. Raven, say hello. No. All right, you're leaning against me. You're going to fall over. All right. Sit. All right, you want to try? Hold out your hand. Raven, say hello.
Oh, Mommy,
Keep your hand there. Say hello.
to the same person.
Yes, good girl. Good girl. Yes, you may. Say hello.
So are you taking questions, Miriam?
Yes, I will. Hang on. Right now I'm trying to focus. You got to get your paw in her hand. Keep your hand the way you had it. Perfect. Sorry. She's trained. Yes.
I tried to teach David how, I tried to teach our dog how to shake hands, but now he doesn't pause you.
No. Say hello. Yes. Good girl. She's not used to this leash. I usually work her on a slip leash. So she's also been tied all day. So it's a very fun tug toy for her.
She's gonna destroy it.
Drop it. Girl.
Drop it.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a black lab. She's got a little bit of border collie in her on her mom's side. So maybe an 8. I think that's why she's a little bit slimmer in build than some big chunky black labs. Also, she just runs everywhere when she's not tied up. So.
She can keep up with the 4-wheeler.
So can our pumpkin.
Can she go in water like
So can our
that?
golden
Yes, she can. She's actually learning to enjoy the water. When I first got her, it was winter, and we went to a walk by the creek, and she didn't like it because it was too cold. But she's since learned to swim and enjoys it quite a lot. Give me a hug.
Can she play fetch?
I have not taught her fetch yet. No, I should. It would really help with running off her steam. Off.
Well, Ari can
And
do
also,
fetch.
it's one of the basic things you can teach a dog.
Ari
Yeah.
can do fetch.
Yes.
She doesn't have a fetch
What's the most important thing to know to train a dog?
See, that is such a complicated question.
He's got rip it apart.
Proper communication skills.
Work us through the pace of the teaching one command.
All right,
How
hang
would
on,
you go
buddy.
about it?
Okay, so my answer to that would be to teach her one command, you need to have 4 words she already understands, at least that I use. So when I first got her, she'd never worn a collar or a leash, so she knew nothing and was terrified. She actually thought she was dying when I first put a collar on her. She just went into, I've never seen an animal do freeze mode before. She just screamed and then she flopped over on the ground. You could pick her up, you could do anything. She wouldn't respond. She was just so terrified. Raven, here. So I got her home and I fed her her meal. And something that's important is to be able to mark the behavior that you want from the dog.
Scratching her neck.
Yeah, there's gnats all over her. They're probably biting her.
What did we
So
explain?
people will use a clicker. I use the word yes. So it means that behavior, that action you just did is exactly what I'm looking for. You get paid for that. So it's called loading the marker. So at first, if I say yes, it means nothing to her. But, hang on, watch. Yes! She looks at me. She's like, what did I just do? Well, scratching, apparently. But she looks because she knows she did something, she's going to get paid. So the first evening, I just sat there with her and just said, yes, and gave her a treat. Yes, and gave her a treat. Well, it wasn't her treat, it was her food. So that taught her the first word, which is yes. People will do a clicker. It's a marker. It means, I like what you did. And then the second
You're marking
is,
their good behavior.
yeah. The second one is no, or for me, now let me see if I can get her to bite me. That's, yeah, teeth on my skin. I haven't worked on it enough, but this is what I do. But yeah, so that's the two, that's extreme of good behavior, extreme of bad behavior. You mark both of those. One thing that a lot of people, or a lot of trainers nowadays, won't do is correct inappropriate behavior. They call it purely positive training. I could get into the science of defining words and show you how they're wrong. We won't go there, but they basically say never tell your dog what it's going to do wrong. Give it treats and get it to do something else. Well, in real life, at work, you need to be able to say in a fair way, you just messed up, do not do that again. And so, to teach her the no, I'll just say no because I don't want to be constantly correcting her by saying because she's not misbehaving right now to my definition. So leash, I put a leash on her. Once she understood basic leash pressure and that it's not going to kill her to have it on, you know. So, and then if she jumped up on me, it's a little pop on the leash. I use a slip leash because it's much more precise. You'll notice if I'm walking her on this flat leash, she gets to the end, she pulls, I give a little pop. It presses, well, I just choked myself. You could hear it in my voice. It presses directly on their trachea, and it can actually physically injure them. Their trachea can collapse if you have a dog that pulls really hard on a flat collar. So I like to use a slip leash. It's a thin little leash. It goes right under their ears, and it misses the trachea. There's this area in there where it doesn't press on it, and it's really precise. So it's with a flat collar, for them to really feel the correction, you have to use a lot more power, but you want to use precision over power in your corrections. So your timing, and just, you don't need a jerk on the leash. It's just a flick of the wrist, and it's like I'm tapping her on the shoulder and saying, hey, cut that out. That is not okay. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. You're not misbehaving. You're being very good.
Do you give your no command at the same time?
Yes.
That you tell
So that's how you, I guess you could say, load the correction. Like, I say yes and give her a treat, while I say no and give her a pop on the leash. And now I often don't even have to have the leash on me. So let's say, for example, earlier today we were in the woods and I let the leash drop. We're in a new area. She started getting distracted by something. No, wait. No, I was walking right there and I thought nobody was out here. It was over lunchtime. But Joe and Erica, yes, thank you. My brain was just blank. Joe and Erica were sitting by the bridge eating their lunch. So I come around the corner and I see Raven heading straight towards them.
lunch.
I'm like, uh-oh. So I told her, here. But she didn't, which is her recall. It means come to me. She was too locked in on the smell. And so I told her, leave it. And she stopped going towards it, but she wasn't coming back to me. So I said her correction, like her no, basically. Like, you're not doing the behavior I'm asking you to do. And she was like, oh yeah, you called me, and came back. So it's paired in her mind enough to that physical correction that it helps to snap her out. Also, I like using rather than no, because you can make it more explosive. Like you can, so I'm talking to you right now, and I'm talking at this level. Now, if you were over there at the cabin, or if there was a concert going on over there, I would raise the power of my voice to carry through. And for a dog, often it smells. Often it's just a new environment. It's kids running over there. And you think they know the behavior. Like, it's the smell of chicken salad sandwiches and new people that she'd love to her, so I have to raise my intensity level to match the distraction level. No, settle. Good girl. So what was the original question? I went off on great rabbit trails here.
Well, you did good, whatever it was.
Anybody else have other questions for Miss Miriam?
Miriam, he's got a question over here.
Yes, sorry.
Does she know how to heel? So can you walk with her with her?
I don't live in a city area, so she's off leash all day, and when I do walk her, I usually try to bike with her to run off some of her steam. So no, she doesn't know heel yet because I've never, it's not been on my priority, not high on my priority list. But she does know how to walk on a loose leash if I need her to, and I've taught her basically directional commands. So I'm walking with her in the field, she's allowed to run around me however she wants, but if I say this way, she knows she's, like she'll be zooming off that direction, I'm like turning around going home. I'll call Raven this way, and she'll know to look around, but I had never done one where she couldn't see me. So that was stretching it. That was taking a big jump. Yeah, that's part of training a command. Yep, go ahead. Who? Evie.
What kind of food do you give her?
I feed her raw food that I order. Oh, I had somebody come, Josh's mom came to visit on my birthday. His parents came over, and she said, I've never seen a dog with that white of teeth. I know some people brush their dog's teeth. I just feed her raw food and bones, keeps them nice and white.
That's what we do also, but also do some dry food also.
Okay.
Well, I've heard from some
Raven.
breeders that chicken feet are the best teeth cleaners.
Chicken feet. I would believe it.
I don't know, that's just what she was telling me. She's like, the best toothbrush is chicken feet.
Perfect rate to raw.
Period.
Yes.
What do you think of the saying that you can't teach old dogs new tricks?
Saying you can't teach an old dog a new trick is false. It takes longer to teach an older dog a new
We
trick.
have a white and black dog.
Yeah,
Does that mean
you can create new pathways in a younger brain quicker. It's more elastic or whatever the term is. When a dog is older, it takes longer for them to learn the new trick, but they will not forget it as quickly. Once they've learned it, it doesn't take as much reinforcement over time for them to maintain the behavior. Whereas a puppy might learn roll over in 5 minutes, and then you come back the next day and you have to start over from, almost ground zero again because they forgot it just as quick. So, yeah, it's not true that you can't teach an old dog a new trick. She can spin. I don't know who taught it to her though, because it wasn't me. But I got home, okay, I thought it was true. I got home one day and she offered that behavior to me. She wanted my attention, she wanted a treat. So she just spun around in front of me. I'm like, what? You've never done that before.
Really?
You clever little funny dog.
Through this a minute, you did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
How many tricks can you teach her that
That is a question I don't actually know the answer to, but I know that there is a border collie somewhere that knows over 100, it might be almost 1,000 commands, 1,000 words. She's an amazing, clever dog. Yes, Evie?
What kind of dog she is?
She is. Doesn't have as cute of a puppy face as she used to. She's getting older.
How do you deal with her when you don't like her behavior with other people, like to jump with somebody else?
So, if I know she's going to be around other people, I have her on a leash so that I can, because her obedience isn't proof to that level. When I'm working with her, I'm at home, it's just me, maybe one of my family members. So I have her on a leash. If she jumped up on Evie, it would be and a snap of the leash down to tell her that's not okay. You're not allowed to do that. And then enough, if she did it repeatedly, more and more, I match. If my initial correction isn't enough, then I level it up till a little more pressure on the leash until it gets through to her. And if that wasn't working, and I'm just seeing she's still not getting the point, then I take a step back and look and say why. Okay, she's just not near ready for this kind of situation. I've got to take her out of this much intense environment, go back, work on her manners, and, you know, slowly build up to that level. You have to be fair with your expectations of them. It's like, if I was gonna, so I've been skiing once in my life. Let's say, I loved it, and we went down a very short black diamond. So, you know, I'm like, oh, I got this. All right, I'm gonna enroll in a race. You know, I've got to go through a lot of training before any of you would take me seriously. And if I went out there with no more training from when I first skied, I would get in big trouble. And everybody would be very, like, they'd just be like, I told you so. But then we take our dog, we teach him how to sit and lie down and stay in our living room. And then we go to the 4th of July party in the park and expect them to be able to So you have to make sure you prepare them beforehand for the big game.
No blood, thank you, Peter.
She just what? Somebody was saying something to me, I just
Dad
realized.
said he just saved. She just saved.
Oh, she shook your hand?
No,
Nice.
she just saved.
Oh, shook off? Do you know what that means? So it can mean she's shaking off water. Often it's a stress release. So they will yawn, or they will shake, or they'll scratch if they're stressed. It's a way of releasing stress.
We're gonna go unpack her. Also, licking her lips.
Licking her lips, yeah. Raven, off.
That's why Pumpkin, when she's super wiggly, she starts to licks her lips.
Yeah. Yeah. Laying down, rolling over, and submissive behavior. She's loving all this attention.
Did you eat before we drove? The last time they got hurt up in the Temple Mountain. So they were hungry when they got here.
Yes, you may come and pet Raven. She might get a little bit excited, and I might ask you to take a step back for a second to let her calm down. But belly rubs are her favorite. She will accept belly